Hi everyone, welcome to this Pilates practice. My name's Debbie and I'm going to be taking you through the practice today. Today I've been away to Fuerteventura. I've been doing lots of hiking, lots of walking, and my legs are knackered, so I'm going to do a bit of stretching in today's work. We will do obviously our classics, our sit-ups, working the core. If you've got hand weights about, grab your hand weights. If you're new to one of my practices, you'll get used to me using hand weights throughout them. You don't need to use them. If you wanted to use something with a bit of weight, you could use water bottles, obviously fill them up, not empty. Or just clench your fists, like working your fists, making sure that your arms are working, keeping your fists nice and tight. So we'll be using those. Going to be doing some obviously classic roll up, roll downs today, working our spine, manipulating it nicely. And as I say, we're going to incorporate some stretches. Some of the stretches are going to be a little bit deeper, so if you're finding them more difficult, do stick to the options that I give, the lower options. We'll start by laying down. If you are new, we breathe in through the nose, we breathe out through the mouth. Every breath in, we pull in our core. Every breath out, we hold the core tighter. The idea is we're going to try and hold our core for each move that we do. If you are new, don't panic too much if you're not getting that, but just try and squeeze your core and work with your breath. We're going to go to laying down. I like to work from laying down, looking in, focusing on our body and seeing how we're feeling in this moment of time. Sometimes we're feeling great, other times it just doesn't seem to be working. So we go with our body each time. We lay down, we check in, we see how we're feeling, and then we'll get on with the practice. So you can come down from your side and roll onto your back. If you have low blood pressure, it's wise to come down from the left. Otherwise, you can come down with me from a seated position. So we sit nice and firmly with our feet hip width apart, nice and firmly on the mat. We take our arms out in front and we roll down. We don't just drop back. We roll our spine down. We do what we call a C curve down, and we keep our core tight. If we get to a point, say here, where you're not able to hold that, your feet are coming up and you can't hold yourself with your core, take behind the back of your thighs and use them as support to bring yourself down. Don't just drop because you're not supporting and not being kind to your spine. Taking your arms out in front, breathing in, pulling in that core. So it's a breath in through the nose, squeezing in the core, and as we breathe out, holding the core tight, we start to C-curve down, rolling down one vertebrae at a time, as slow as you can, holding the core tight all the way to the floor until your head comes down. Okay, we're going to take a little bit of a stretch here. So if you have lower spine issues, take your feet about mat width apart, knock your knees in together. You breathe in, you pull in your core. You push your spine down into the mat as you do so. As you breathe out, you stretch away, pushing the spine down, stretching away, squeezing your thighs together, and really stretch. Squeeze the glutes, stretch away, stretch, push the fingertips away, and then release. You can do that again, or you can come with me. I'm going to take my legs long. I'm going to do the same breath movement, so we're going to breathe in through the nose and pull in our core. Pushing the spine down as we breathe out through the mouth. We pull the core tighter, we push our spine down, we squeeze our glutes, we squeeze our legs, we squeeze our arms, and we push away. Point the fingers, point the toes, holding that core tight. Every breath, don't forget to keep the core tight. Squeezing, stretching away, stretch, really stretch those muscles away, and then release down. We're going to do that one more time. As I said, I need to stretch. I've been doing too much walking, so I've got to stretch everything back out. So this is pretty good stretching class for you guys. So breathing in, pulling in the core, breathing out, core tight, pushing it back down into the mat, squeezing your fingertips away, squeeze those glutes, squeeze the legs, squeeze everything, push away, push, 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 and then release. Okay, take your arms down by your sides. Palm facing upwards, we're going to bring in a little bit of energy today. Letting our feet drop outwards. And allow the core to now gently relax. Releasing the legs, giving them a little shake.
a little gentle shake and let them release and soften down. Same with the arms, give the arms a little bit of a shake, release them and let them soften down. And then gently moving your head from side to side, releasing out your neck. Come into centre and allowing the neck to be long. So you might want to just tuck your chin gently so the neck is long. Start to release down into the mat beneath you. Releasing all 10 fingers, all 10 toes. And let's start at the bottom of the feet. Releasing them down, releasing the calves, the knees and the thighs so that both legs are relaxed. And the backs of the palms of the hands, the lower arms, the elbows and the upper arms, both arms, let them just relax down. Then concentrate on your pelvic area, the glutes, releasing them, the stomach, the lower spine, the mid spine, the upper spine and your chest. So that the torso is now rested and released. Release the shoulders down, let them drop, we hold a lot of tension there. And release your neck and finally your head. Let all those facial muscles go. Resting down, release the jaw, the cheekbones, the eyes, the forehead, and the top of the head. The body is rested and it's preparing itself for the practice that lies ahead. So now do a scan of your body and looking out for areas that are tense, ask them to soften. Look out for areas that are niggling today. You can focus on those and be mindful of them throughout the practice.
Just going to turn that music down, guys. Keep laying where you are. Keep softening down. It's just a little bit too loud. I'll put it back on in a second. So keep just relaxing down there. So we're going to scan the body. So we start at the tips of the toes, working over the toes, over the legs, the torso and the arms, up to the shoulders, the neck and the head. And do your own scan, looking for areas that might be tense. Ask them to soften down so your whole body is softening into the mat. Areas that you feel you need to focus on throughout the practice. Notice them now. And then laying still, let yourself really relax. Gentle breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Keep relaxing. And then gently start to bring some movement back to your body. So maybe wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, move the legs gently. And then just up onto the elbows so the palms and your hands are facing towards the ceiling. Just gently twist your wrists one way and then twist them the other. Bring the palms together, clenching the fingers, so we're interlocking the fingers. We're turning them so that the palms are now facing upwards.
our fingers still interlocked, and we're pushing upwards, opening the back of the shoulders here, keeping the core pulled tight as we push upwards. Keep breathing though, don't hold your breath, and then release the shoulders back down, keeping the arms where they are. We're going to do that again. Breathe in, pull the core tight, and as you breathe out with the breath, push the arms up, releasing the back of the shoulders. Keep breathing, keep squeezing the core. Squeeze the glutes as well, and then release the arms back down, taking the arms out into a T shape, gently rocking your head from side to side, releasing the neck again, and then bringing the feet up so that they are mat width apart on the mat. Breathing in, pulling in your core, and as you breathe out, hold that core tight and drop the legs over to the left hand side, flipping them over. And then if you want to take your gaze towards the right hand, don't have to, you can keep your head central, just a little bit more of an opening. Relax down. Don't need to hold the core at this point. We're relaxing down. So then we'll breathe in, we'll pull the core in at this point, lifting our legs to centre as we do so, and then reaching the top, breathing out, but holding the core. Don't let the core go. Breathe in, pull the core tighter, and as you breathe out, holding the core, you drop the legs over to the right hand side and allow them to come over, get to your point of comfort, and rest there. Relax. You can release the core at this point, and if you wish, you can take your eye and your gaze over towards your left hand. Relaxing down. Breathing in, pulling in your core, and at the same time bring your legs to centre. Breathing out, hold the core tight. Breathe in, and as we do so, we're going to squeeze in our right leg. We're going to take the left leg long, squeezing that leg in tight, holding it tight there, and then just gently opening it out to the right hand side, just a gentle opening. Don't forget, we're not warm at this point, so we don't want to stretch anything, so we're just gently opening the leg, and then we're going to do some gentle circles now. So we're going to circle the leg, holding on to the knee as you circle, and then 4 circles back in the opposite direction. Bringing that knee back in, holding the core tight, squeezing the leg in, taking the foot up to the ceiling so that it's up straight, holding behind the back of your thigh and just bringing that towards you, feeling the stretch along the leg, flexing the foot, keeping the core tight, and then if you can, bending at the knee, taking the outside of the foot and just doing a half happy baby pose here. Okay, again, we are warming up, so you may not come down too far at this point. You might want to hold behind the calf, wherever's good for you. Just doing that half happy baby pose, stretching out the back of our thigh here, stretching around the hip area as well, and then releasing that leg all the way back down, giving them a little shake, both legs, give them a shake. Breathing in, pulling in the core, breathing in as you squeeze the left leg in, breathing out, holding the core tight, holding it there, squeezing it in, keeping the core tight, and then taking your hand gently onto the inside of the knee area and pushing the leg for a little bit of an opening, a hip opening here. Just pushing it across gently. Don't push anything, don't feel any pain. Holding it there. Keeping the core pulled in, and then taking onto the knee. Let's do 4 circles in one way. 4, 3, keeping the core tight, 2, and 1. And then circling it the other way. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Manipulating those hips there. Then taking the leg long, holding behind the back of the thigh and just squeezing in, flexing the foot and getting a stretch down the leg. Squeezing that in, holding the core tight, don't forget, we're not letting the core go. Feel the stretch, and then when you're ready, taking your half happy baby pose, either be holding behind the calf, you can hold on the inside, you can hold inside of the foot if you wish, or you can hold the outside. My preference is the outside of the foot, bringing it down. Again, we're working the hip area with the leg circles, etc. So we're working the hip again here, and plus you'll get a stretch down the back side of the thigh, and your glutes will also probably be feeling a bit of a stretch. And then releasing that down, bringing both feet so they're flat on the floor, breathing in, pulling in your core, and as you breathe out through the mouth, you squeeze both legs in towards you. Okay, if you can't bring them in from the core, like when you're bringing them up, if you're not holding from the core and you're finding it's hard, pull behind the thighs and use the thighs, squeezing them in, and then let's leg circle both legs. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's reverse that. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, dropping the legs down. Just going to do some little leg stretches. We're going to push our right leg out. We're going to bring it up. We're going to circle it around. We're going to push it out. We're going to circle it. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Don't forget we're squeezing that core. Let's push away now with the legs, squeezing it in. We're reversing it, pushing it up, away, and in. Breathing in, breathing out as you push away. Breathing in as you squeeze it towards you. Last one. Taking the foot down, bringing up the left leg, pushing it away, bringing it up, and bringing it in for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Holding it at the top, let's push it away, bringing it in for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Putting it down there, bringing our legs down. Okay, so we're going to start to do some little sit-ups here. So this is where we're going to need our hand weights if we've got them. Okay, so taking your hand weights to side, I'll give you, grab your hand weights. I'm just going to now put the music back on. Now we're not laying still. It came on really loud and I don't know why, guys. So get yourselves ready. A little bit better. Okay, so we're laying on our backs. We've got your hand weights ready at the sides. We'll just start by taking our hands behind our heads, feet hip width apart, flat on the mat. We're breathing in, we're pulling in our core, so we breathe in through the nose, pulling in our core, and as we breathe out through the mouth, we just bring our head and shoulders up. Breathing in as we lower back down. Breathing in, pulling in the core. Breathing out. Breathing in as you go back down. Breathing out as you come back up. All the time squeezing your core. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, amazing. So this is now we're going to take our hand weights in. So you can do it with your feet flat on the mat, with your hand weights here, bringing yourself up, keeping the feet on the floor, bringing yourself up to a full seated position. If that's too much, stay down here. Okay, if you find that when you're going to sit up, you're getting to this point and then you're throwing yourself to get up,
that's not doing you any good. You need to come up smoothly. Okay, if you don't have hand weights, squeeze your wrists, use your wrists, or as I said, you can use water bottles. Okay, whatever's good and works for you. You could also take your legs long if that works. I prefer the classic sit up with my legs long. A lot of people prefer them with their feet flat onto the mat. So you take your option. We're going to do 8 sit-ups. Okay, so we're going to breathe in, pulling in our core, and as we breathe out, we sit up. Okay, no jolting, feet remaining onto the mat, they're not raising up. So if you're coming up and your feet are doing this, you're coming up too far. 7, 6, breathing in as we go down, breathing out as we sit up. 5, keeping that core pulled tight. 4, 3, 2, and the last one, bringing yourself up as slow as you can, all the way to the top, and taking the hand weights to the side. Okay, so we're going to now taking our legs wide. We're going to do a little bit of stretching forward, but we're going to be doing it with hand weights. If you want, you can do it with clenched fists. Again, it's entirely up to you. Okay, it's quite nice with the weights. I find that you can work yourself forward with them. You could take them that way so that you've got some weight to pull yourself forward. Whatever works and whatever's good for you. So we're just going to release down. You might come down onto your forearms. You might be still here. Whatever's good for you. You might want to come a little bit further forward. Stretching out, you're going to get that stretch all the way down the inside of your thighs here. You're going to get a stretch down your back. You're going to feel around the hip area as well, around the top of the legs here. And we're just stretching them out. Breathing in as you pull in the core and raise up, and as you breathe out and lower yourself down, you're holding that core tight. I know it's a little bit more difficult when we're bending to hold our core, but do try and do so. And then coming up, keeping hold of the weights. Okay, we're going to do some exercises with our arms. Okay, we're going to work our arms. I do like to work the arms, and then we can stretch them afterwards, because I didn't use the arms too much while I was walking. But we're going to work them today. So taking your arms out, you've either got weights or you're clenching your fists, okay? We need to work our muscles. As we get older, all our cells start to slow down, they don't grow as fast, which is the reasons that we get osteoporosis, osteopenia, because the bones are not having the cells build up. If we work our muscles, make our muscles grow, it promotes the cells to grow faster, which is what we're aiming to do to protect our spine, protect our bodies, and protect our bones, really. So arms out, breathing in, holding that core tight. We're going to do some forward circles. So 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Holding it there. I hope you've got that core tight. So every breath, don't forget, don't hold your breath. You keep breathing, you keep the core tight. Okay, we're reversing that for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Holding it there. We're going to bring them in and we're going to take them out for 8, 7, keeping the core pulled in, and as you turn, the palms go towards you. As you come back, as you can see, I'm turning my arms with the weights. 3, 2, and 1. Holding them in front, we're going to scissor them for 8, 7, keeping the core pulled in. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now bringing them in, I'm going to take them out for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, keeping the core pulled in, 1. Coming in, we're going to go for what is a mat raise, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Taking the arms up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, holding it up there, hold it there for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fabulous. Taking them down. Should feel a little bit of work there. Shake the arms. So now we're going to stretch our arms. So taking our left arm up, we're going to bend at the elbow. We're going to hold the elbow. We're going to push the arm down gently. Okay, feeling the stretch down here. Feel that stretch. You might feel it around the armpit as well. And then if you want, I'm just going to actually probably need to take my top off for this one so that you can see what I'm actually doing. Got quite warm as well now, so what you can do now is once you've got your left arm up and there, if you want to take the right arm round and take hold of your fingertips, you can take the stretch there as well. So you can, that's a longer stretch, but you're going to feel that in both arms. Front of the right arm and back of the left arm, I'm feeling this. So hopefully you're feeling the same. Sitting tall, pulling in that core. And then release, shake the arms. Taking the right arm up, bending it down and pushing down at the elbow. Opening out there, feeling that stretch. Okay, if you want a little bit more, you can take the left arm round and you can take hold of your fingertips. Squeeze them together and feel the stretch there. As I say, don't forget to squeeze that core, keeping it tight as you're sitting tall. Really feel the stretch. Fabulous. Taking the arms out, giving them a shake. Come back round now. So then we're going to take our left arm across our body, holding it there. Feeling the stretch here, across the top of your shoulder, keeping the core pulled in. Feel that stretch. Let's take that on the other side. Right arm across. Excellent. Shake those arms out. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to come round. This is where I'm going to start to stretch our legs. So some of these moves might be a little bit too advanced or a little bit too strong for you as such. So we're just going to start off by coming up and we're going to sit on our toes. So we've got our toes underneath us, okay? And we're going to sit on the toes there and we're going to start to stretch the feet here. So my feet have done a lot of walking, for sure. So I'm going to stretch out the feet there, stretching out my toes, okay? If that's too much, obviously just come down and sit on your heels, okay? So we're sitting there nicely on our toes and we're going to feel that stretch there. Okay, I'm going to sit here for a few minutes, holding that. You might want to take your hands to heart centre in prayer. You might want to just rest them on your thighs. Just feeling that stretch there, keeping the core pulled in. Okay, moving on from there, we're going to take the feet so that they are now flat. So you've got your feet flat. And we're going to start to stretch out the top of our thighs. Now, for a lot of people, you might just want to stay here. Taking your hands behind you and stretching, keeping the core pulled in, and feel that stretch down the front of the thighs. Okay. You can come with me. You can now take it so the heels are to the outside of the thighs, and you can take your glutes down to the floor, and you can come down onto your forearms. You're going to get a bigger stretch again there. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. Maybe if I go sideways it might be easier for you. So like I've now come so that my glutes are between my legs. You can of course stay here and just do that stretch. I've stretched further apart and I'm coming down onto my forearms. So I've got my forearms here and I'm stretching out my legs there. You can also feel the stretch across my shoulders. So holding that there. And if you want more, you can come all the way down onto your back and feel the stretch all the way from there. But this is quite a stretch that really takes quite a lot on the spine. So if that's too much for you, stay up here. Okay, don't come down onto the full stretch. I'm just going to hold it here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then just pushing up onto your elbows, coming to that point, and then pushing yourself up, and then bringing your feet back round and under. So that was a really nice stretch down the front there. Okay, we're going to take another little bit of a stretch. So we're going to come up onto our knees. We're going to take our right leg forward, and we're going to come down and come forward into our stretch here. So you're going to feel the stretch down the front again. Stretching away, lunging stretch. And then again we can come deeper with that. You can come down onto your forearms and you can stretch from here. And then you can push yourself all the way back up and come back onto the floor again. Okay, we're going to take that on the other side. So we're going to take our left leg forward into our lunge, allowing the back leg to go back, stretching out here, holding that stretch there so you've got your hands flat on the floor. You can have them either side if that's good for you, what works for you. And then if you want to take it deeper, we can come down onto our forearms, stretching out. Some people even move over and take their foot onto an angle, so they're onto the side of the foot. Whatever's good for you. Wherever you're feeling the stretch and feeling it's working. Keeping the core pulled in where you can. And then pushing yourself all the way back up. We're going to go into frog, which is not my favourite, but it definitely is a one that works. So we're taking our feet so that they're out like this, and we're coming down and we're pushing ourselves gently back and forward, rocking there, getting that on the inside of the thighs, the quads. You're going to get it around your hip area as well, and then you're going to take yourself around. We're going to bring ourselves up. We're going to do some Pilates, roll up, roll downs. So bringing yourself to the back of your mat, curling your toes under, pushing your feet up, bringing your fingertips closer, pushing your feet so they're flat on the floor and hanging there like a rag doll, shaking your head no, nodding your head yes. Really release that neck out. Then if you want to take hold of opposite elbows and maybe give yourself a little swing. And then taking your hands to the front of your thighs, breathing in, pulling in that core, and as we breathe out, we come up one vertebrae at a time. Every breath in, every breath out, you hold the core. So you're coming up your lower back, your mid back, your upper back rises, your shoulders go back and down, your neck lifts, and finally your head. Okay, just get an elastic for me here. Again, we stand at the top of the mat. We're going to do some roll downs. So getting yourself nice and comfortable. Feet firmly on the mat, hip width apart. Shoulders up, back and down. Pulling in the core, breathing in. And as you breathe out, hold the core tight. You drop your chin to your chest. Your head comes down. Your shoulders come forward. You take the hands to the front of your legs. The upper back, the mid back and the lower back will come down. You go to your point of comfort. If that be here, then that's absolutely fine. You go to where's good for you. You hold that point. And you hang there for a moment. You take a couple of breaths. And then you breathe in and you pull that core tight. And as you breathe out, you start to roll yourselves back up. So you've got your lower spine, your mid spine and your upper spine. They're coming up one vertebrae, very slowly. As you get to the top, your shoulders go back and down, your neck lifts, and then finally your head. Let's do that again. Breathing in, pulling in the core. Breathing out, chin to chest. Rolling down one vertebrae, keeping the core pulled in. Every breath, squeeze that core, support your spine. Get into your point of comfort, doing a couple of breaths there. Then breathing in, pulling in the core. And as you breathe out through the mouth, you rise very slowly, one vertebrae at a time. Lower, mid and the upper spine, shoulders, neck and head. We'll do that one more time, then we're going to do some calf stretching against the wall. So breathing in, pulling in the core. And as you breathe out, your chin goes to your chest. The head comes down, the shoulders come forward, the upper back comes down, the mid back and the lower back. Reaching your point of comfort, taking a couple of breaths wherever you are. And then breathing in, pull the core tight. And as you breathe out, again, you start to roll up one vertebrae at a time. Squeeze the glutes, squeeze the core, shoulders, neck and head. Amazing. So we've worked our spine there nicely as well. So coming over to the wall, if you've got some wall space, we're going to do our calf stretching. So we put our toes against the wall and we come forward. So we've got our right toes against the wall. We've got our left leg back and we're going to just straighten the right leg and push down so that you can feel the stretch against the back. So you're pushing your toes against the wall and you're moving forward and you're getting the stretch down the back of the calf. Holding it there for 8, 7, 6, 5, still pulling in the core, 3, 2 and 1. Okay, hope you're feeling that. Don't mean to be rude and have my back to you. So now we've got our left foot, toes against the wall. Okay, you can feel that, you can push yourself forward there. You've got the back leg that you're pushing away with and you're pushing forward. Get to that point where you can feel the stretch down the back of that leg around that calf, holding it there for 8, 7, 6, 5, keeping the core pulled in, 3, 2 and 1, and release it out. Shake the legs. Okay. You might want to hold onto a wall again. You might be fine without the wall, whatever. You might want to take your hand onto your hip. We're going to take up our left leg. We're going to hold our left leg behind us and we're going to feel the stretch here. As I say, you can be doing that against a wall. You can be holding your right arm against the wall. So we're getting the stretch down the front of the quads here, opening them up, keeping the core pulled in, and then release. Let's take that on the other side, bringing up our right leg. Hand on your hip, hand on a wall, whatever's good for you for support, depending on what your balance is like. As you can see, I'm wobbling here. So holding that in, holding it there. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. releasing that down, shaking those legs. Okay, we're going to take a bend forward, so standing tall, shoulders back and down. Roll yourself down for a forward bend. So pretty much where we was with our Pilates roll down, but we're just going to hold here. We're going to take behind our calves and we're going to stretch down. So we're going to get a full body stretch here. The back, the necks, everything as we squeeze down. If you want to take gorilla pose, you're taking your, actually the next step would be fingers around your big toes and putting yourself down there. Or you can take gorilla pose where you put your hands underneath your feet and you pull yourself down there for the stretch. Again, I know this is a lot of stretching on the legs, but I need this today. Stretching down, stretching down. And then releasing that, bringing yourself forward, coming down onto all fours. We'll do a few Superman here. Okay, so we'll just do a little bit more exercise holding the core. So we're going to take our right arm out. Okay, you can stick with just the right arm, but if you want to come with me, you can take the left leg out as well. And we're going to hold it here, pulling in that core. Keep breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. And we're holding it here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and bring that down. Let's take that on the other side, taking our left arm out, right leg if you wish, holding it out there for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bringing that back down, bringing your right leg forward, keeping on the knee, coming up onto the heel of that right foot and just dropping yourself down, feeling the stretch. Again, it's going to be your back and it's going to be the back of the leg. Taking your feet into a flex position, you can point the toes away, you can flex the foot, point the toes away and flex the foot, feeling the stretch. Releasing that out, taking our left leg forward, keeping up this leg stays where it is, and then we're just dropping down here, keeping the core pulled in, flexing the foot, pointing the toes, flexing the foot, pointing the toes. Obviously you'll see your movement as you point the toes and you start to come forward, but you're working the legs there. And then coming round onto all fours, not onto all fours, sorry, onto your bum. So we've got our right leg, we're going to take our left leg across the right leg. We're going to sit up. You can do this laying on your back if you prefer, so you can come on your back and you can do the movement from here, or you can stay with me. We're just going to sit in here, and we're going to hold it up here, stretching away. Nice tall straight back. Holding it there, flex your foot now, keep the core pulled in. Releasing that down, taking the right leg over the left. This is my tough leg. Look, as you can see, I can't get up as much with this one. Just does not want to go. Never mind, this is where I am today, sitting tall. Flexing my foot, feeling the stretch. And then releasing that down. Okay, I think we're going to finish the class and the practice here. I feel like I've done enough stretching. Good enough class for me, back from my holiday, guys. So I hope you've enjoyed it. We're going to go down, we're going to do some full relaxation now, nice real relax into it. I'm actually going to turn this sounds off as well, so I'm going to talk you through the relaxation, but if there's music's a little bit loud for some reason, let's see what's going on. Hopefully that's quiet enough. So you're going to take yourselves down onto your backs. If you're coming down from your side, come down from your left if you have low blood pressure. You can come down with me, arms out in front, breathing in, pulling in your core, and as you breathe out through the mouth, you see curve yourself down as we did at the beginning of the practice, all the way to the floor, one vertebrae at a time. Okay, if you want to put any layers on at all, if you're chilly in any way, blankets, whatever, you get yourself laying comfortably on your mat. For some reason, I'm sorry guys, just as you get yourselves relaxed, I'm turning the music off completely. Right, I am so sorry about that guys, I don't know why it's coming out so loud. So we're all on our backs, getting ourselves comfortable, we've got layers on if we're feeling hot, we will want to feel warmer. If you are warm, don't allow your body to cool because you are going to cool down now. So I would suggest maybe putting a little blanket over you or a jumper on, and then you're going to take your arms out to your sides. You're going to shake your feet, shake your legs, shake your arms, shake your hands. Take a big deep breath in through the nose and release it through the mouth. Big breath in through the nose, filling every part of your body. And sigh out through the mouth. Letting everything go. So letting the feet drop outwards. Relaxing those toes, soles of the feet, tops of the feet, your heels, your ankles, the lower legs, the calves and the shins, the knees, the backs of your knees and the front of your knees. Relaxing your thighs and your quads. Relax your glutes and your pelvis area. Relax the lower spine and your lower tummy. Relaxing your mid-spine and your core. Your upper spine and your chest. All 10 fingers, backs of the hands, the palms of the hands, your wrists, your lower arms, your elbows and your upper arms. Relax the shoulders. Release your neck and relax it down. Release your head. Feel the weight of your head as it sinks heavy into the mat beneath you. Let's release our facial muscles, taking the tongue from the roof of the mouth, maybe parting your lips. Relax the jaw. Relax your cheekbones, your nose, your nostrils, your eyes, your eyelids, your eyebrows, your forehead, and finally the top of your head. Your whole body immersed and sinking into the mat beneath you, thanking your body for the practice that it's just taken. Just a gentle breath in your tummy as you rise and falls. Take your concentration to that breath. Note as you breathe in how the belly rises, and as you breathe out as it sinks back. Keep
concentrating on that breath. Don't allow it to rise into the chest. Keep the breath into the tummy, into your core. Now we're going to start to just realign ourselves, realign all our chakras. So looking at a clock, imagining the clock hand in a clockwise motion. The tummy starts to move in a clockwise motion. Making sure that the circle now starts to get bigger, going clockwise, so it's taken into the tummy now. As that circle becomes bigger, it takes in your lower core and your chest. Still circling slowly. Visualize that circle getting bigger, taking in the lower legs and the neck. And then as it increases, it takes in your arms. And then your lower legs come in. And your whole body is starting to circle in one clockwise motion. Then the feet, the soles of the feet, and the top of the head. So your whole body now working in one big clockwise motion. Realigning every part of your body. And then hold yourself still and relax and sink deeper into the mat beneath you. Again, taking your concentration back to your breath. Any thoughts that come into your head, just acknowledge them and let them go. And start to visualise the room that you're in. Listening to any noises that you can hear close by or perhaps further away. And then start to take some movement into your body. Wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes. Gently waking yourself up. Maybe start to move the legs, the arms, circling the wrists, circling your feet. And then when you're ready, bringing your feet up so that they are flat onto the mat. And then we're going to push into our feet and we're going to shift our hips over to the right hand side. You're going to roll over onto your left when you are ready.
Once you're on your left hand side, your lungs will be open and free. So we're going to take some big deep breath into our lungs. So you're going to breathe in through your nose and you're going to fill those lungs. And then you're going to release it through the mouth. Do that again. Big deep breath in through the nose, fill the lungs. Breathing out through the mouth, letting it go. And then when you are ready, pushing yourself up to a seated position, whatever comfortable seated position for you. Taking your arms up and wide, taking them up above. Breathing out as you release them back down, shaking your fingers. Big breath in, raising the arms up. Taking your hands into a prayer. Breathing out as you slowly bring your hands across your forehead. May you have kind thoughts. Hands across your mouth. May you speak kind words. Hand down to your heart. May you have kind thoughts. Blinking your eyes open if you've had them closed. Giving yourselves a bow. And giving yourselves a clap. Well done, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. I most certainly feel better for the stretch, I have to say. Thank you. Bye.